Let's take a first look at the new PowerApps Coauthoring feature. All right, this is the ability up to 10 different people to edit the same Power App at the same time. I know, super exciting. We've been asking for this for years. Now, keep in mind, it is experimental, so it's still a little rough around the edges, but I thought we'd take a quick first look. So let's just jump over to my desktop. All right, we're gonna start here with a blank app. You could do this with an existing app. All I've done though is created a blank app and saved it. So the very first thing that you need to do once you've saved is you're gonna need to turn the feature on, right? So you go over here to settings, and then you're going to go to updates, and notice that this is different, right? They've revamped this very recently. So new are things that are already up and running. Preview are things that are coming soon, but kind of give you a little leeway to check them out still. Experimental, which is where our co-authoring feature is, I don't know, whatever that word is, where this feature is things they're saying, hey, we're trying this stuff out. It might change a little bit. It might change a lot. We might delete the feature. Like, there's no guarantee that these are going to go forward, right? But we want to try this one out, so we're going to turn it on. We're going to have to say update here. And so when you turn it on, it's going to then save your app again. That's why I had to do the first save. And then it's going to put you back in here and enable this co-authoring experience. Remember, being experimental, like you should not be using this in production apps today. You're going to see I've already found a few bugs. They know about some different bugs, which we'll kind of run through their list at the end as well. So yes, it is something we want to play with and check out today, which we're going to do, but don't get too excited. I wouldn't be using this in production quite yet. Okay, so now that we're back in here, right? Like let's just insert a button or something, button, whatever, right? And we'll hit save again. Now, obviously to co-author, we need a second user. So what we're going to do is we're going to share the apps. We'll hit share. Then over here, I'm going to share it with Chewy, and we're going to make sure that he is a co-owner, and we're going to say share, right? Same way you've always shared things. That's nothing different. But now that would give Chewy, in theory, the ability to also edit the app. So now if we jump over here to browser, now I want you to pay attention for a second, right? Like notice my browser is gray. I got the orange at the top. Like that's when it's me, right? And there's my pretty face. So if we switch over to the Chewy browser, notice he's green. He's got the Lego feel here, right? And there's the cute dog face. Now, in just a moment, Chewy is going to get an email with a link to the app. There you go. It popped in there. And so then down here, Chewy is going to say edit. Right, and the reason I point out this is because if you're trying to test this out, this is the fastest way to get the second person to edit it. If you wait for it to show up in PowerApps Studio, it might take up to 10, 15 minutes sometimes to kind of cycle through there. But here you can see that Chewy clicked on there. He was able to come in. Notice up here at the top, co-author demo editing. This is how we know it's working. If it still said viewing, because we've had the ability to co-view for a while, then you know that you've done something wrong. But since we can both see edit, if we click here, we can see that Shane is currently editing the app. In all of the different users. So if there was 10 other people, or I guess 9 other people, right? Because you can have up to 10, then you would see all their little faces here and you can see what each one is doing. Over here on the left, we can see where Shane is. Now, here's what I think is super wild, right? Like, so if we insert a date picker, right? I mean, as fast as I switch over here, there is the date picker. The changes are very similar to Word and they're almost real time. Like here, let's try and put the two browsers side by side real quick. Hang on, let's do this. All right, so now I got them side by side and I'm gonna kind of close this stuff up to try to get some more space. So now if we go here to Chewy and we say insert, let's insert a rectangle. I mean, look, that is as fast as it could happen, right? Like that's pretty powerful to me, how quick it is. Even also what's really great here is that while we've got both people in here, right? Like, so let's go to this button. So we got both people looking at the button at the same time. And so we're logged in as me over here. So let's say set var dog to buddy, right? I mean, that's pretty quick. I'm guessing it's going to depend on, how far apart, right? Obviously both these are happening on my machine. They're different accounts, different stuff. So it's still going out and back in. But if you were across the world, it's probably not that instantaneous, but that's pretty cool, my friends, right? Like that is a real editing experience there. And if we go over here, like, if we say, hey, I want to now add a data source, right? So we're logged in as me. We're gonna go here. We're gonna say add a data source. We're gonna search for SharePoint. Give it just a moment. There you go. So we're gonna choose SharePoint, connect as me, and then PowerApps videos. And I know normally I edit this out, but I want you to kind of see how this goes, right? And so then now we're gonna choose employees, and then we're gonna say connect down here at the bottom. And just a moment later, look at that. It's asking Chewy like, hey, this connection's in here. I need to use your account to get to it. Remember, the connections, like the SharePoint ones there, use the logged in user. So in this window, it's using Chewy's connection. So it's asking for permissions. So we say allow. And now if we look over in data sources, right, like just like that, they are synced and sync. I don't know, insert ourselves gallery here. Once again, I feel like this is happening way faster than I ever would have imagined. We'll set data to employees. I mean, the Shane one rendered faster than the Chewy one. How crazy is that? I don't think Chewy has access to all the people on the list. There's probably some security trimming happening, right? You can see Chewy doesn't have access to Jennifer's picture. Anyway, doesn't matter, but you're able to see like that's really happening. Same type of deal. If we kind of put this back into place, now if we say, give me a new screen here, just give me a blank screen, boom, there it is. Now you will notice that right now it kind of shows that Shane's on screen 1 and Chewy's on gallery 1. And so if Shane, right, remember this is Shane over here. So let's just go here and let's insert ourselves a text input, doesn't matter. I get caught up what we're adding. So here, if you look, like it still shows Shane on screen 1, but if Chewy goes over here and clicks on something like rectangle 1, as Chewy kind of moves around, you will see, it usually will force the update and you'll see Shane move, right? Sometimes I've seen it be up to about a minute behind on what actual control that they were on. But overall, like as you see in the most important thing, the data changing, things getting added, all of that is happening super duper fast. Where I'm at in the app, that seems to be a little bit slower, but here in a moment, you'll see that it'll jump down and it'll show Shane's over here, which is pretty cool. Now, keep in mind, there are a bunch of little gotchas here. Probably, and I guess I'll share with you the list real quick. Let's just open that up. Hey, real quick, if you're enjoying this video, go over to training.poweraapps911.com. I got live training. I got on-demand training. I got 6-month university program. Even better than all of that, we've got a couple of live, like one-off jumpstart classes on Power Pages and Copilot coming up here very soon. And there's a July 4th bundle. If you want that, just look down. I'll put a link in the description. The only way to get the whole discounted bundle is through one of our social media links. All right, so here's the learn documentation, but what you're really after here is down here, the limitations. So there are things that don't work. Like you notice that search is grayed out here. If we go into tools here, monitor is turned off, right? Like, so some of the things are disabled, the whole save as, save with version notes, those are gone, but we still can save, right? Like save will still work as it always has, right? If we go back here, like if we just edit this app real quick, so there's something to save, right? Like we both still get the save thing just like we'd expect. So saving's still there, just not save as. There's somewhere in here, there's the 10 people, the app language is stuck. There's also, it's like, hey, here's some of the things that we know that there's some bugs with, right? So renaming controls, AI builder components, geospatial controls. I tried to add a flow from one and the other. That seemed to cause a lot of chaos before. So I don't think that is quite working out well. And then apparently copy and paste can also introduce some bugs as well. So that's kind of the ones they know. I have also seen, oh, there you go. So you can see Shane's on text input 1. Now it knows. The other one that I've seen that's been really weird. So let's go over here to this gallery for a second. And we're going to change the layout of this one to be the title, subtitle, and the body, right? So there's 3 controls here. Okay. And so obviously we go here, right? Like that looks the way it wants. Now what I want to do is I'm just going to leave. So we'll say save. So Shane's getting out. We're going to leave. And now Shane wants to get back in, right? So we got to go down here to his list of apps right here, right? Like it's weird with the interface being cut off like this. There's my co-author demo 19 seconds ago. And so if we edit this app and if we close all this stuff up again, let's kind of, or we're going to make Shane big for a second, right? So what I want you to see is you see this stuff gets in that pile on top of each other. And so what I figured out with this, I guess I don't want that collapse right now. So if we get Nicola, right? So her Y is blah, 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 blah. That one seems to work, right? Like that formula spits out, if you highlight it all, 22.79. And if we look over here, 22.8. Okay, so that one's working. Now, if we go to the next control in there, which is the higher date, right? That's the one that we had at the bottom. So notice over here that it says its Y is 40, but if you look at its Y formula, it is going to be, it's supposed to be 61.6, right? So what's happening, I'm finding, is that like these, if you have controls that are like self-referencing, or not self-referencing, but counting on other one's calculations, like something about turning on co-authoring breaks this. I'm certain this is a bug that they will fix pretty quickly, but just in case you turn this on an app and like everything collapses on top of itself like this, I want you to see the first bug that I found that wasn't listed over there, right? And this is this whole idea that like it just freaks out, and it's because it can't do the math. But like if I was to take this and manually put it, right, like if its Y is hard code to 74, then I won't have any more problems. It is only when they are that whole like nested calculation on top of calculation. So hopefully that helps them fix it. I know they watch these to find out what's broken. Pretty cool stuff, right? Like this is all working. It works well. Like there's caveats. I'm not turning it on in production apps today. We'll see, right? Just remember, like when you're looking at the settings here under updates, right? Like anything that's experimental, I am never, unless I got a really good reason and I'm really prepared for it, I'm not using those in production apps, right? And Microsoft says the same thing. Like they're not meant to be used in production because they might change drastically. They might just get dropped as a feature altogether. They might be stuck in experimental. So just keep that in mind. Like I hear all the time, like, the PDF one down here, it came out right here. This came out over a year ago and, everybody's like, oh, we're going to use this. And they're having problems with it. And they're like, hey, and I'm like, hey, I never told you to use this, right? I never made a video on it because I don't usually promote experimental ones. But I know this co-authoring feature had everyone excited. So I wanted to kind of get this out there to make sure you had the right information about co-authoring. So that's what I've got for today. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Like, let me know, what do you think down in the comments? Do you like these quick hitter videos on just give you some info about a topic and get out? If you wouldn't mind, if you'd hit the old like and subscribe button, right? I'd really appreciate that. I try to make lots of these videos for you guys and you've been slacking on the subscribing and liking lately. So get back to that. No, I don't care, right? It's not important. It is important, but whatever. All right, I'm rambling. So with that, I'm going to say thanks and have a great day.